One of the questions that I get asked frequently is, what are the telltale signs that one can see and visit a trichologist? And one of the things that is very common is a sensitive scalp. Sensitivity can be in form of discomfort on the scalp. It could be pain on the scalp. It could be a tingling sensation. But whichever form of sensitivity that one feels should warrant them visiting a trichologist for them to establish what could be causing that discomfort on the scalp. Discomfort could be coming either from use of very strenuous hairstyles that would be causing tension on the scalp, thus pain. It could also result from using very hot appliances, hair appliances, that causes excessive heating of the hair and the scalp. Could also be an indication of hair loss that is just starting, or it could also mean one had an allergic reaction that led to the scalp being a little bit tender. But whichever the cause or the reason for a tender scalp or a sensitive scalp, it's important for it to get checked out and one to get treatment early enough. The other thing that could indicate hair loss is patches on the scalp of bald spots on the scalp. And this could either happen on a particular part of the scalp or it could happen on different part of the scalp. And this should warrant one to still seek a trichologist intervention, because those patches sometimes tend to coalesce and form one big patch. And it's very important to address them when it's still early enough and get intervention. The other thing that could be a sign of hair loss could be gradual thinning. And thinning could be happening either on the vertex area, it could be happening on any other part of the scalp. But any time that one notices that the volume of their hair is decreasing, and one can notice this by either seeing that their ponytail is becoming smaller, or somebody who does braids was using 3 braids before and now they are using 1.5 braids or 2 braids, that could indicate that the density of the hair is becoming less and less, and that by itself warrants one to seek a trichologist intervention and get to understand why is the volume of the hair decreasing and why are we getting thinning on different parts of the scalp. Also, the partings that one makes or one may make when doing either cornrows or doing braids, if one sees that those partings are getting wider, that is enough reason to seek intervention and to get to understand why is this happening. The other thing or the other sign that one may notice is diffuse loss of hair. It means that either you're seeing a lot of hair on your beddings, you're seeing a lot of hair on your comb than before, there's a lot of hair that is shedding when you're taking your shower, when you're doing your shampooing. This is enough reason for you to seek a trichologist intervention so that you get to understand what exactly would be causing this diffuse hair fall. And diffuse hair fall would stem from things such as stress, instances such as deficiencies or any other type of stress that the body undergoes at any particular time. But this can only be identified and narrowed down when one visits a trichologist. The other sign that would be a sign or that would indicate hair loss would be hairline recession, which is very common, I would say, especially on women of African descent. And this recession would happen very gradually. Sometimes the hair just breaks at the very beginning, and then later you start seeing your edges are disappearing, or you're not being able to lay your edges as you are doing before. Eventually you start noticing that now the hairline is actually moving back from where it was, and this is a sign that something needs to be addressed. There are other types of hair loss that would also lead to recession of the hairline, autoimmune conditions that would lead to hair loss along the hairline. So anytime one notices that their hairline is not where it used to be, warrants a professional intervention, and it's very important for one to seek a trichologist review to be able to understand why exactly this is happening. Sometimes when one is having these signs, it could be something that can be easily addressed. And it's important for it to be addressed early enough before it progresses to levels that would need aggressive interventions to restore the hair. Your hair has a language of its own, and it's a language that you can understand. And these signs are the language that the hair speaks to you in. So it's important to listen. When you notice any of these signs, when you notice a receding hairline, you notice flaking on the scalp, you notice bald spots on the scalp, or even thinning on the scalp, it's important for you to seek intervention early enough, because the earlier you notice hair loss, the better it is for you.